Sarassa, and thank you for being here with us today. And we began this hour with President Trump's surprise public announcement. He says he's been taking an anti-malaria drug as a preventive measure. The news has drawn immediate criticism from many health experts who are concerned about the potential dangers and side effects, and Linares has the latest.
Moderna will now head into phase 2 of its vaccine trial, testing about 600 patients. Phase 3 is expected to start in July, testing as many as 10,000 people. In Miami, Florida, Andrea Linares, Unews.
Thank you, Andrea, for that report. Almost the entire country is now back to work. Some businesses taking social distancing practices seriously, but many wondering if precautions will work to address a potential second wave. Lorraine Cáceres has the latest.
Many states are actively hiring contact tracers. California, for example, is increasing hires from 3,000 to about 13,000 by the end of this month. Back to you, Carolina.
Thank you, Lorraine, for that report. Now, parents and students in one California school district are protesting. They want some sort of ceremony for graduating seniors. School officials, the crisis continues. Medical workers have been praised as heroes, but many of them are also suffering the coronavirus pandemic, taking a toll on their mental health. Joining me to talk about this is Dr. Anthony Sorrell. Now, if you are still waiting on your stimulus check from the government, keep an eye out for a debit card in the mail. The U.S. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin and Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell faced a grilling this morning during a Senate Banking Committee hearing. Democrats pressed on the massive coronavirus stimulus programs they oversee. Claudia Ojeda has the details from Washington, D.C. Claudia.
Good afternoon from Washington. Both Powell and Mnuchin were grilled by Democrats and Republicans at the hearing, both in a time when there is more pressure for another relief package, but nobody knows when is that coming. Now, back to you.
Thank you, Claudia Ojeda in Washington, D.C. for that report. And coming up, and welcome back to Unews. Attorney General William Barr disagreeing with the president over Trump's allegations that former President Obama and Joe Biden are guilty of political crimes that he calls Obamagate. Barr said he does not expect a criminal investigation of either man. Rafael Rodriguez has more. Thank you, Rafa, for that report. And now the Trump administration is nominating a new top prosecutor for Washington, D.C. In a while, the coronavirus crisis continues. The search for a vaccine against the virus is ramping up, but experts say it may take over a year before progress is made. That's because human trials are quite long. Volunteers receive a vaccine candidate or a placebo, and then researchers wait for the volunteers to contract the virus on their own, which could take months. But our next guest wants to change that. Isaac Martinez is volunteering himself to get injected with coronavirus in order to speed up the trial period. Isaac, thank you so much for. And now, still ahead, Delta Airlines plans to add more flights with. And welcome back to Unews. I'm Carolina Sarassa. And more Uber employees are losing their jobs. The rideshare giant said it's cutting another. Now to New Jersey, where construction activities have resumed. It is a sector that employs thousands of Latino workers. Authorities gave the green light to projects considered non-essential. Blanca Rosa Vilches spoke with some Latino workers who, after a long pause, got to return to their jobs. Thank you, Blanca Rosa. Meanwhile, shock for a family in Miami when a driver crosses lanes and almost crashes into their house. Fortunately, the two children were not in the backyard at that time because it was raining. As Jorge Hernandez explains, a medical issue may have caused the accident. Thank you, Jorge, for that report. And according to some statistics, around 30% of those accidents happen due to a medical emergency. And now, still ahead, one of Mexico, Colombia, a story of a man's best friend really going the distance during the pandemic. The dog named Nino goes to the grocery store and brings home groceries not just for the owner, but for several neighbors. Elena Marchan has the story. A beautiful story. Coming up next, a family show. And the coronavirus outbreak has led to millions of parents across the country working from home. But the reality of working while taking care of kids every day presents a unique set of challenges. Tanay Rivero explains how some families are now turning to a familiar piece of workplace technology to make their lives at home more manageable. Graduation season has started across the country. Many seniors are having to do without traditional ceremonies and walks across the stage. David Romo has the story of a Latino family in Illinois getting creative to celebrate. When we come back, a college student finds a creative. And welcome back. Prince Harry and Meghan are celebrating their second wedding anniversary. The couple got, and a Connecticut college student has come up with a creative way to teach children about the coronavirus. The 22-year-old invented the quarantine bear, a teddy bear wearing a face mask that comes with a matching one for the child. Univision Unews has more on the story. All the time that we have for today. I'm Carolina Sarassa, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Hasta mañana y que se va.